Good night, everyone. Again, good night, good night. Like I mentioned, tonight we're gonna be continuing where we left off on Sunday, which is going through weak versus um strong breakouts, right? And we have some really good examples for the week to look at so far. Um, so I am going to go straight to one that I saw today. So I sent out on Sunday. I spoke about two setups, well, more than two, but um, Euro JPY and GBP JPY um started our plays for the week, right? So let's go straight into it. So we were talking about weak breakouts, and I mentioned that a weak breakout is when price breaks structure. So we have structure here where everybody can see, um, especially based on the MACD, that we have structure here, right? So this is structure for us, right? This is the 1 hour low, right? And then over here we have 1 hour high as well. So we have 1 hour structure, right? Now over here we had what I call a weak breakout. A weak breakout is when price breaks structure, but um it hangs around the structure point, right? So it hangs around the low of the market or the high of the market. So it doesn't directly move, right? Price does not break strongly and move away from that zone, right? So you would see the candles actually breaking the zone, but you will notice that the candlestick bodies and wicks are still hanging around structure, right? So with a weak breakout, what price tends to do is that it goes back into the zone that it would have originally broken out of, right? And it would seek an imbalanced candle. And on Sunday, I told you guys that that imbalanced candle is usually close to the previous structure, the previous high in this case, right? So what I mean by that is price broke structure here, and the imbalanced candle was actually close to the previous structure, so the high, right? Um, in a case like that, all you need to do is if you see a weak breakout, you need to look for an imbalanced candle within the zone, right? The imbalanced candle is not going to be close to structure. So, for example, persons may have looked at this candle right here and say, oh, price broke structure. This is the imbalanced candle. Let me prepare myself from here. No, right? We had a weak breakout. So what price is going to do? Price is going to surpass that particular imbalanced candle and look for an imbalanced candle that is further into the zone, right? Which is here. Now, all price is doing, right, is filling the imbalance and continuing its move, right? That's all price is doing, right? It's filling the space. It's filling the space. So on Sunday, I would have identified this imbalance zone here. I told you guys as well that with the imbalance candle, you can measure it to find where 50% of that candle is. And 50% of that candle is right here where I have the entry for my sell position, right? And my stop loss, I don't put my stop loss above the previous high. I used to, but I found that when I am getting in trades now based on a retest, the previous high could be really far away, or the previous low could be really far away, and I don't want to risk that much. So you also have to learn where to strategically place your stop loss. And for me, I strategically place my stop loss above the imbalance candle, right? But I still give it a bit of room. So in a case like this, you will see that my stop loss is actually at 31,213, right? And if you look at the imbalance candle, this is a candle right here. So I place my stop loss just a little above it, because what I am basically saying is if the market breaks my imbalance candle and continues to go up, it's not going to turn around just above it. It's going to look for another imbalance zone. All right, it's going to seek another imbalance zone. So if the market had to break this imbalance candle and continue to go up, then for me, I would have to be looking one either at here. This is an imbalance candle here as well, right? Or I look to see where price could break and go up to. All right, so this place on my stop loss above the imbalance candle is, for me, a very strategic place to place it. Because if price breaks that, then I know price is continuing to go up. Right? So I am really looking for price to start to have some rejection around this zone. I am looking for price to, show me some exhaustion, show me some long wicks, and start to turn around in this zone. Right? So this is a classic example of a weak breakout. Now, if you look and you see what price is doing now, notice that price broke structure this toss and actually continue to move away from structure, right? Which ties nicely to what I was saying on Sunday, that when price is looking to break structure, you have two types of breakouts that happen. The first breakout you're going to get is a weak breakout, and then after the weak breakout, it will be followed by a strong breakout. So a weak breakout, right? Price goes back into the zone, retest an imbalance candle within the zone, and then it seeks to break structure again, this toss with a strong breakout. So what's currently happening with price is that price is breaking the zone with a strong breakout right now. All right. So don't be surprised if you see that price at some point continues to drop further before we get another retest on Euro JPY. Because price is nowhere around structure right now. However, when we plan for our next trade setup, you would then be looking for an imbalance candle close to structure. Because the next trade setup that you'll be looking for is a retest of structure. So this toss, you'll be looking for an imbalance candle around structure because you had a strong breakout. All right, similar thing happened with GBP, JPY. We look here, you guys should see. So here, right, I had a weak breakout still, right? Price then directly moved far away from structure. And I shared this idea with you on Sunday as well. So I told you guys, look for price to come back into the zone, retest an imbalance candle in the zone before it drops, which is what we had here. So price came back into the zone at 4 o'clock this morning. Price activated the order, and then we went into profit, right? So far with GBP JPY today, you would have had at least 130 pips in a drop. So you would have been 130 pips in profit. So by now, your stop loss should be 50 pips up, 70 pips up in profit to protect your profits. Right? Because 136 pips is a lot of pips. And with your JPY, that move, this was a pretty solid move. This move alone, right, is 112 pips. So far today, you guys should have at least banked about 250 pips from GJ and EJ. At least. 250 pips. Then last week, Friday, I sent out a trade idea on GBP USD. And I told you guys that GU is preparing to sell. And I said that I was entering it for sell. Now, on Friday evening, I gave you the option when price was around here. I told you guys if you want, you could take your profit if you want, or just continue to hold into next week. So for those of you who would have held the trade, well done. Take profit hit today for 189 pips. So if you held GU along with GJ and your JPY, right? In total, you should have banked at least 433 pips today from those 3 trade setups. They were really, really lovely. Um, and it's just a matter of staying the course, right? It's just a matter of you staying the course, following the strategy, following the rules, right? And you don't have to enter trades 7 and 8 and 10 times, Personally, I enter a trade twice. That's me personally. Right? Because you don't want that you enter 10 positions on one trade setup and it goes against you, and that's 10 positions you're gonna lose on. All right. So let's continue to look and see what's happening in the market. Let's see if we can identify strong versus weak breakouts, etc. Right? So let's look at Euro USD because this is a classic example here. So Euro USD, we had a weak breakout here. Structure. Right? And from this weak breakout, what price did is that price basically came back in and retested this imbalance candle here. So this is an imbalance candle on a lower time frame, right? And price basically came back into this zone, retested here, and then took a move again, right? Now, what you have now is that we had a very strong breakout. This is ideal. You see all of this? This is what we call a strong breakout. Price move completely away from structure. Now, what price is doing is that price is coming back in to fill the space. And I want you guys to always look and see if there's space to be filled. By space to be filled, what I mean, when price takes off, right? When price takes off, you're not looking, you want to look, for space where price would not have retested. Price is going to come back and fill all of that space that it would have taken off from. And that's what we're having now, right? So my idea for your USD, we have an imbalance candle right here. Right, everybody should see the imbalance candle. So my idea for Euro USD is for price now to come into this zone, retest in here, and then take the market up. So this is definitely a trade setup for tomorrow morning. All right, definitely a trade setup for tomorrow morning. My advice is, if you know that you're not gonna turn at 3-4 o'clock in the morning, you can set a limit order, because that's what I did with EJ and GJ. Because at 4 o'clock this morning, I did not turn. All right. So let's measure the candle first. Let's measure the imbalance candle. Measure that. Bring it across here so that I know. There we go. And then let's plan for our trade setup. So I'm looking for entry here, 50% of that imbalance candle. All right. My stop loss just below that imbalance candle. So around here, just gonna give it a bit of room. All right. And you can at least come back up to this zone. You can get another 130 pips tomorrow. That's the truth. All right, so this is my trade setup on Euro USD for tomorrow. If price breaks this imbalance candle and continues to drop, then we know that price is definitely looking at breaking structure and probably continuing its way down. So I just don't set parameters on my chart because I just want to protect my profits and protect my balance on my account. I strategically set parameters, right? So I set stop losses at zones where I know that if price breaks that, I can have my way. And that's very important. You would have heard me talk about know your way for years in many of my videos that I would have posted on YouTube. I always talk about when you lose a trade, you should know your way. When you win a trade, you should know your way. When you're trading, you need to have full clarity and understanding of what's happening in the market. And that is why, I created SCA. That is why I provide mentorship. That is why I have educators providing you guys with mentorship. Because if I didn't care about that, to be honest, I probably would just have an academy or a service where I just provide market analysis and signals. And that's not what I'm here to do. I am here to mentor you and make sure that you can understand what's happening with the market, why the market may have hit your stop loss, why the market may have hit your take profit. You need to know your way. You need to balance your books as you would with any business, with any small business, as an entrepreneur, a business owner, right? You want to have an idea of your footfall for the day, you know, how many persons interacted with you, why they interacted with you, what marketing information is out there that caused them to interact with you and your business, you know, word of mouth or whatever. Like, you need to know your why in your business regardless. If you are serious about the business that you own, you need to have full clarity and understanding of what's going on in your business. That's the only way you would be able to grow as an individual, and that's the only way your business will be able to grow with you as well, because you are your business. You are a product of your business. So similar thing with trading. Trading requires the same thing. So when people come into trading and they're looking for a get rich quick, mm-mm. I persons that come into trading and looking for get rich quick, they don't last long. I'm telling you, I've been in this market for 5 years, and I can tell you, I've seen them come and go like a flock of birds, right? You always know persons that are looking to take this serious. You don't have to invest a lot of hours. You just need to stay the course and practice as you would if you were balancing school and work. Because if you're balancing school, studying, and you're working as well, and you're doing both part time, you're not gonna give school all your time and work all your time, and then no time for yourself. You're gonna allocate time, an hour maybe tonight for the class, an hour maybe tomorrow for studying. Same thing works for trading. It's the same exact thing, right? So with your USD, my idea is that I'm looking for EU to come into 113, 102 as my entry, and to get into the trade around that zone, my stop loss is strategically placed. So should price hit my stop loss, then it tells me that price is looking to break structure because my stop loss is below the imbalance candle. Okay, so that's my trade idea for Euro USD. Odd USD, similar situation, right? So I didn't get into this today. I wanted to because it came right into 50% of my zone and started to climb. And the reason why I didn't get into it is because you would have heard me say before, that I don't enter trades after a certain time, right? So this came in to this zone around 3 o'clock this afternoon. I'm not taking a trade at 3 o'clock in the afternoon. It's too close to um the close off of New York session, and my spread's gonna open up and all these different things. And I don't need to be in all of that noise. So I trade between 3 a.m. and midday latest. I'm not gonna enter a trade at midday though. Latest time I enter in a trade is 11 o'clock, right? Atlantic time. Right. So for odd USD, my analysis is that if I could get price coming back into here, then I will definitely take the buy up. I take the buy up to this zone here. So just about 100, just under 100 bits. Right, so let me place my position tool on it. First, let me just measure that imbalance candle for you guys for practice. All right, measure that imbalance candle. And based on 50% of that imbalance candle, my entry is going to be around here. Right, stop loss below my imbalance candle, just a little space. There we go. Take profit just up here in this imbalance zone. Right, I good with 90 pips. It's fine. Right, I'm good with that. So that's my analysis on AUD/USD. As I said, if it breaks this zone, then for me, I know that price is going to break the low and continue down. Right, so again, stop loss strategically placed. All right, what did we have? Let's analyze this and see what we had. So I have structure. I identify structure here. You can see structure. This is 1 hour high. Okay, and really and truly, let me place the horizontal line on 1 hour low. This is 1 hour low here. Okay, so it's 1 hour high, 1 hour low. We had a break of structure here. Right, we had a break of structure here, but what type of breakout was it? Can somebody tell me? Talk to me, guys. What type of breakout was it? Was it a weak or a strong breakout?
It's a weak structure. Great.
Guys, talk to me. Was it a weak or a strong breakout?
We said it was a weak one.
Right? Yes, Vin. It was a weak breakout. So because we had a weak breakout here, price came back into the zone. So I'm looking for price to retest this imbalance candle here in this zone and then take it straight back up. All right. So this again, probably another setup for tomorrow as well. I do see it happening tomorrow. We should have some movement on AUD/USD to the upside. Okay, moving on. USD Chef, I did send out this trade setup yesterday for a buy. However, price, it did come into my zone, but it came into my zone before I was able to plan for the trade because it came into my zone here, right? And when I told you guys about this setup, it was around here. Because I was hoping that price would have at least come back in and tested it maybe twice so we could get another wick entry before price took off. But that didn't directly happen. But if we had gotten in here, this would have been perfect. So you would see, right? price came into 50% of the zone and basically on its way up, right? So this was the analysis on USD chef. But don't worry about it in terms of missing the buy here. That is fine because you have another setup coming, right? You have a potential sell opportunity here. You're actually looking for the market to come up to retest this zone and then give us a nice sell. Um, and that should really align with my 4-hour retest. So with this setup, what I want you guys to do is to wait for the signal line on the MACD to cross over and watch price here for a retest.
Question, Karen.
Watch price here for potential sell. Right, so both of them should align. Right, so that's my analysis on USD chef. Let's look at USD CAD. Still in this setup. We went into some profit today. And then price came back and retest. So right now is hanging around entry, right? Today we went into about 60 pips in profit. Right. So we had about 60 pips up. I am still looking for price to come up to here. I'm still looking for price to come up to here. Because what we had a very strong breakout. Okay. So we talked about weak and strong breakouts. From Sunday and today, this is a strong breakout. Price brought structure and moved completely away from structure. So what I am looking for now is for price to retest structure to sell. Okay, so so it's just a matter of waiting, being patient for this to happen. Definitely looking at a potential sell from this zone up here. But in the interim, I took a buy here to participate in that retest. Basically a counter trend trade to participate in that retest up to my my area of interest, which is up here. So hopefully tomorrow, because this trade is active right now for me, hopefully tomorrow we should have some movement to the upside. Okay. Again, stop loss strategically placed. You will notice this about all of my setups. Where my stop loss usually below the imbalance candle. What I would tell you about this trade setup is that if the market had to break below this current imbalance candle, is a possibility that it could come to test this imbalance zone here. See this? This is another one here. So there is a possibility that the market could decide to come down into this zone and take off. If it does, then we would just catch a lower position down here. Right? But as of right now, price is still around entry. And we're still holding on tight. We're still good for now. Okay? We're still good for now. But if price does come and touch our stop loss, we will know for sure that price is heading towards potentially this imbalance zone. Right, that is USD CAD. Let's look at USD JPY. So I called a sell limit order on USD JPY today. Right. This is the imbalance candle. And what I have is for price to come up, test this zone, and then drop. Right? So I looking, remember I started the week by saying I'm looking for all the JPYs to drop. Right? I'm looking for all the JPYs to drop this week. EJ and GJ already started. So I waiting now for UJ and CAT JPY. So what I would love to see is I would love to see UJ come up and test this zone, this imbalance candle. You guys already have the sell limit order ready, right? So to get a retest here and then for us to get a push to the downside. And this should be a really, really lovely trade. Let me drop my sharp position on it. All right, this is the setup. So potentially looking for a price to come up to here, maybe to activate our order probably around the start of London. And then for us to take the market to the downside. All right. So that's UG. CAD JPY. Let's look at that. Okay. So this is CAD JPY. What I will say is that I am already in this trade. I set a sell limit order last night here, and my orders were activated around 4 o'clock this morning. And but price came down, so we did go into some profit, but now price is coming back up. This is why I gave you guys the sell limit order. So I gave you a limit order back here at entry for you guys to potentially participate in this sell down as well. Right? So definitely looking for us to get into this. We have two imbalance candles. We have one here, and then the other one, which is why my order activated originally, was that I was looking at this imbalance candle here. The beauty about this is that our stop loss is above this imbalance candle. So even if price comes up and activates our order and pushes up a bit to cover that entire imbalance candle on the 4-hour time frame, it's still within our setup will still be live. All right. So it shouldn't touch our stop loss. So you guys should be good with CAD JPY as well. Right. Something else that I was looking at today was Euro GBP. Now I had my eyes on EG to just see how it would react. What I did notice today was that I had a 4-hour retest for sell. So I didn't send this out as a setup that we may be interested in. I just watched it. I wanted to watch to see how it reacted around these imbalance zones that I identified, and price broke below. And I could see why, because like I said, today when I looked at it, I saw that I had a 4-hour retest for a sell. Right? So that's what happened today. Any questions, comments, queries? Now is the opportunity to ask questions about, the topic, which is the weak versus strong breakouts, potentially about the setups that I am showing you guys as well. Any questions whatsoever?
Karen?
I'm going to continue to look at the rest of the market to see what we have set up for the week, what else we could get into. I'm going to go to NZUSD, have a look here. So NZUSD, similar situation as AUDUSD. This is my imbalance zone, right? I had price break in my 1 hour structure. So I have 1 hour structure here, right? And I also have 1 hour structure up here. So price broke my 1 hour structure. Both of them, we had a really strong breakout, and I was looking for price to come back and test this imbalance candle here and take us to the upside, right? Um, Again, the reason why I didn't send out this setup is because this came into my imbalance zone 3 o'clock this afternoon, and I'm not interested in trading any setups at that time. Right. So I will leave NZUSD for now. Gold. So gold, I spoke about gold on Sunday. Now with gold, I have price to retest here, which it did activate. I did not personally take the setup. Um, and for price to come up to this zone. Um, I didn't take the setup. Why? For a number of reasons. I knew that the the majors were not ready to take their movers yet. And then also I said that gold could potentially come into this zone right here. Right? So, and I still see that as a potential, to be honest. What I was saying now is that I could see gold potentially coming here, potentially, before it goes up. Right? That's the move that I see on gold. So I could see gold coming into this imbalance zone here. Everybody could see the imbalance candle. All right. I could see gold coming into this zone, retesting here, and then going to the upside. So I would wait to see what happens here around the start of New York. At the start of New York session, if I can see some exhaustion and stuff around that imbalance candle, then I will happily take the buy. The 4 hour time frame is setting up for that buy retest. You can see signal line is getting ready to cross over to give me that 4 hour buy retest. So once I can get gold potentially coming into this zone here and the market doesn't break the zone and I can see some exhaustion, I can see price basically pausing at this zone. That's what I mean by exhaustion, price pausing, momentum slowing down to the downside. Then I will happily take the buy at the start of the New York session tomorrow morning. Right? But not right now. I wouldn't set a limit order on it right now. I would just hold on and see what we get around 8 o'clock, 9 o'clock tomorrow. That's Atlantic time. Right? But this is the setup. This is the setup. So we can keep our eyes on that. Right. Let's see what else we have. If we have anything in the minors. Mm, 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 mm. Oh, this look nice. Okay, so for euro odd, give you a trade setup on this. Drop down to 15-minute time frame. Right. So let me show you what I had on euro odd. We got structure here on the 15-minute time frame. Okay. We had a strong breakout as well to the downside. So my analysis for euro odd, let price come into this zone. You guys can see the imbalance candle. Remember I said we had a strong breakout. So we're looking for the imbalance candle or wrong structure. All right. So what I would say is to wait for this. And then you guys can take that trade to the downside. That's actually going to surpass there, to be honest. What you're looking at is that you're looking for your odd to do this. Come back to this zone. Complete this entire M pattern. All right. So this should be a really nice setup too. You guys can look out for that. Don't miss this move. This is going to be nice. All right. To complete this entire M pattern, you're just waiting for a retest here and then a sell. So this is actually a pretty nice setup. Right. I would wait for the 30-minute because it didn't break 1 hour structure. It didn't break 1 hour structure, so I won't directly tell you to wait for a 1 hour retest. I would wait for a retest on the 30-minute time frame. Right, so wait for a MACD retest on the 30-minute time frame. Right, watch price here for potential sell. This is a really good trade, guys. 160 pips, and this entire move as well. Nice completion of a M pattern that we have here, which is really a lopsided M pattern, right? So this should be a really nice setup. So just wait for that. And you guys could take that trade as well. That's very attractive. Let's see what else we have with the euros. So this broke to the downside. So we had a break of structure. Let me just analyze, see if we could get a retest. Let's look here. Let's see. So we'll see how this performs. But what I would love is a retest here at structure and then a potential continuation to the downside. All right. Oh, you're a cat. Let's see what the 4-hour time frame is telling us. Let's look at the daily. Oh, so the daily, let's see where price could potentially be heading to. All right, because price is breaking 4-hour and daily structure. I'm gonna go to the weekly time frame. All right, there we go. So we got an imbalance candle here. Okay. So as you guys can see where price is heading. All right, you guys can see where price is heading. Right, so let's wait and see if we can get a retest. Once we can get a retested structure, then you can take this setup down into this imbalance zone. So wait for this first. Let's wait to see if we get this, and then we can look at planning our entry. Once price starts to come back up to here, we can start to plan for our entry and then take a nice sell down into that weekly imbalance zone. All right, so that's the potential. Now let's look at Euro NZD, see what's happening here. Start from the daily time frame. Okay. So all the euros signing up to sell. This is also giving us a lopsided M. This is gonna sell. So let's plan for this sell setup. Right. Let's plan for this sell setup. This 4-hour structure. And then we have a 4-hour high here. Okay. Just come down to 1 hour. Let's see what we have here. We got 1 hour low here. Right? So it's just planning for this sell setup now. Let's see if we can find an imbalance candle. Not directly, to be honest. Not directly. All right. So this is not as attractive as the other, but as Euro odd, this is not as attractive because price could, what I am looking at, right, is that price can do this. So I'm not going to plan for the setup for this as yet, but price can come back up to here and test here first before it comes down to this structure. So let me see how price reacts first. Alternatively, I will wait because I don't directly have an imbalance candle, all right? But I have structure up here. I can't get an imbalance candle in. Not seeing any. Right? Not seeing an imbalance candle at all. The only imbalance candle I'm seeing is on a very low time frame, which is a 5-minute time frame, which is up here back at the same structure that I said that it could potentially retest. So let's just wait in the morning and we see if price comes back up to this zone. If price does come back up to here, then I may take a sell from here down. All right. May take a sell down. But that's not as attractive as Euro odd and Euro CAD. Okay. Okay. So Euro GBP, because we looked at this today. I told you guys, 4-hour sell is coming, has already commenced, sorry. So let's plan for a continuation to the downside. Hey man, let's do that. Go to the weekly time frame. All right, so let's see what price did. I'm gonna do some top-down analysis here. Okay. So all right, so everybody could see that we're currently at weekly structure. This is why I went up to the weekly time frame, because I noticed that the euro's breaking a very strong structure, which is a weekly structure. For Euro GBP, all right, for Euro GBP, what I will wait on is let's see if we can get price back up to here. And we could take a sell position from here. Right? All the euros are selling. So, right? Let's see if we could get a break of structure happening on EG. Just wait for this. So wait for this, wait for price to come up to here. Watch price here for potential sell. Right? Now see setup on EG. Right, so these setups are for the week, guys. So not just tomorrow. So tomorrow I already show you guys. Well, I'm gonna talk about that at the end. What to look out for tomorrow. I'm gonna trouble GJ. No, I'm gonna leave GJ alone for now. GA. I think I'm gonna leave GA too because we have a lot of setups right now. And let me check GN and GCAD. Right. So this could potentially give us a Brit to the upside, which it already did actually. Started a Brit to the upside. So I'm gonna leave this alone for now. So we have a lot of setups. We have a lot. So I'm gonna let price decide what it's gonna do here. Right, I'm gonna wait for that breakout. GCAD. So we have price breaking GCAD on the 4-hour time frame. All right, so we had a break of structure on the 4-hour time frame. Here's your imbalance candle. So analysis for GCAD. Wait for this. Take this out. come to here, right? All right, that's the setup there for GCAD. Okay, so I'm not going to run through any more setups because you have a lot. And what I would say is that for tomorrow, you have your USD for tomorrow, potentially. An odd USD for tomorrow as well, potentially. Let's look at you, Chef. I'm gonna tell you guys which ones to really keep your eyes on for tomorrow. Keep your eyes on you, Chef, for tomorrow as well. We're currently in UCAD. UJ, definitely keep your eyes on that for tomorrow. Gold probably a little later on in the week. You're odd. Keep your eyes on this for tomorrow. You're CAD, not tomorrow. You're GBP, not tomorrow. GCAD, not tomorrow. Right, so for tomorrow's setups, you guys can keep your eyes on Euro USD, odd USD, USD Chef, USD JPY, and Euro odd. Right? For UJ and CADJ, you already have sell limit orders. For your USD, odd USD, USD Chef, and your odd, keep your eyes on them. I'm probably gonna get into those either as early as London or at the start of the New York session. So my advice is to set some alerts, right? Set some alerts. So alerts, come to the horizontal ray, set an alert, because this is what I tend to do. Because let's watch for continuation by. Because what this does for me is that if I turn in the early hours in the morning and I just check the notifications on my phone, if I see a trading view sign on my notifications, then I know that one of my alerts went off, and I can go and look and see if that entry is ready for me. So make sure to set alerts. Set alerts, guys. Very important. Already have an alert on that. Use Chef. Set an alert at your area of interest. So once you place your horizontal rays and horizontal lines, set alerts on them so that you know when your setup is ready, because you're going to be busy. Well, you should be. All right. I don't want you guys sitting down watching the market like a hawk all the time, because then it pushes you to get into trades that that may not meet all of your criteria. This probably gonna activate tonight. You already have a limit order on that, so you don't necessarily need an alert. For this, set alerts, guys. Crossing up, watch for continuation zone. That's how I get into my trades. I get into my trades setting alerts. So when they look, the alert goes off, and they look and they realize that the trade is around my entry, and market execute if they don't have a limit order set. Because it's not every trade. You're not gonna have 50 limit orders on your phone. You shouldn't. All right, so that pretty much wraps up the analysis for tonight. So you got market analysis. We went through weak versus strong breakouts. Then let me call out some people. Talk to me, Andre, Sharon, Maria.
Hey,
You could hear me?
Talk to me, guys.
I say what?
Tell me what you think about tonight in terms of you understand weak and strong breakouts.
Yes, Karen, this is the first time for me. I don't know if you can hear me.
Yeah.
This is all new to me, so I'm absorbing it slowly, but I'm very impressed with it. And I'm going to take it into my strategy now and get used to it.
Okay, good. Well, and definitely in our session tomorrow, I'll be able to have an idea of your strategy and see, you know, what we can work on and what we need to plan for.
Look forward to it. Excellent.
Perfect. Andrea. Sharon, Maria, come back
Yeah,
on,
but
talk to me. Yes, Andrea, talk to me.
I hear so going through. I hear so going through.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Want you to be trading, so make sure you follow the setups, and at least if you can't attend all these sessions at the time that they're happening, watch the recordings.
I didn't do that. Take sure it's not after the elections, so I can get after them.
Okay. All right, no problem. Maria,
Yeah, I understand.
okay. And you understand how to strategically place your stop loss?
Yeah.
Okay, good. Sharon?
I don't think